Before the video starts, check out my official Discord with the links in the description down below or on the screen right here for mobile users. We are a fast growing community with over 140 members and growing fast with active people within. If you want to join and speak to new people about the anime we all love, or speak to me personally and get custom perks and more, then check out the Major Dragon Discord and join our growing community within the Dragon Force. Now let's get on with the video. The Hyperbolic Time Chamber. One of the best ways to get the Super Saiyan games. Now, some of you guys who don't know what the Hyperbolic Time Chamber is, if you've never seen Dragon Ball, it's referred to as the Room of Spirit and Time. It's a mysterious dimension that exists outside of Universe 7, but can be accessed from Universe via different doorways. Each chamber has a time-compressed nature, making the flow of time vastly different compared to the flow of time outside the chamber. In more of a simple way, when using the entryway to the Hyperbolic Time Chamber through the lookout, which is on Earth, 1 year inside the chamber is the equivalent to 1 day on the outside. A step over the threshold of training area brings one immediately into 10 times Earth's gravity. Plus, the air thickness is about a quarter of Earth's, and the temperature fluctuates the deeper one goes in the training area, from extreme heat to extreme cold. Now, there have been different variants of the Hyperbolic Time Chamber in other locations, and they have different conditions, as the Galactic Patrol entryway allows a person to spend 3 days worth inside the chamber over the span of 1 day. Frieza has access to a variant of the chamber that allowed him to spend 10 years worth of training inside, and even Whis can create a dimensional space within his staff for similar training purposes, and even the Demon Realm race can summon a mock Hyperbolic Time Chamber by using enough power to gather and sustain the chamber as well. And of course, the original one on planet Earth. The original one on planet Earth, 1 day on the outside equals to 365 days inside of the Room of Spirit and Time, equals to 1 year. So 24 hours on the outside equals to 1 year on the inside. Adding on the 10 times gravity, the harsh conditions, users who have used this, such as Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, Piccolo, and many more, they have grown massively in power because of this. Now, there is limits to the time chambers. Now, the one that we know of for Earth's is you can only stay in there for 2 years maximum. If you stay in there too long, then the door will close and you will be no longer able to escape the time chamber, and people on the outside cannot open the door. Now, we don't know exactly how Popo was able to make the Room of Spirit in Time. Now, we know that Whis is powerful enough to where he can easily create a Hyperbolic Time Chamber version of it between dimensions easily. The only way to kind of speculate is this is just tears within different parts of the Universe 7 into the middle, as this is basically in between universes. So, Room of Spirit and Time was probably a door found by Popo, and they just built the lookout around it, as it is a tear basically between dimensions. So that's the only way to kind of assume how this would work, as it's not something that someone can just make. Only angel level beings can do this, from what we've seen. Now, we have seen some other things as well, such as when Gogeta and Broly, they are strong enough to where when they did clash, they did break into through dimensions. We've even seen beings such as Janemba, though it is not a canon show, it's a part of the movie, but Janemba was able to use dimensional portals, and he was so powerful that he was able to tear through the dimensions of Hell, Heaven, and Earth, blending them all together. And beings like Goku Black, with enough rage, was actually able to cut through different dimensions. So it is possible, if you are strong enough, to be able to tear through dimensions with certain repercussions. We even saw beings like Gotenks and Super Buu scream loud enough with enough strength that they were able to rip a hole back through the dimension back to Earth. So if you are powerful enough, you are able to tear through dimensional rifts and head back to different places. Now, what if Goku had this ability? What if Goku was able to go through different dimensions? This means that Goku can travel practically anywhere that he wishes. Anywhere. As there's a bunch of dimensions and realms and planes of existence that they all connect together. The Demon Realm, the Hyperbolic Time Chamber, the Otherworld, and even other universes. As it would make sense if he can basically cut through dimensions and go through different universes, he can also do this as well. Now, this is an insanely busted ability. How would this work in Dragon Ball? Well, I believe as Goku becomes more powerful, he'll be able to use these abilities to a better understanding. But the best way is Goku will mainly use this ability to make his own version of the Room of Spirit and Time. He's able to make it his own way, and he's able to change things how he wants to, since he can basically make dimensions. So he can change the gravity, he can change the weather, he can do whatever he wants in reality. He can do whatever he wishes. Well, the only way that this would even be remotely possible is when Goku has begun his training under Popo, and he steps in the Room of Spirit and Time. Before we jump in there, for some people that have not seen Dragon Ball at all, I'm just going to briefly go down the story of Dragon Ball just so you guys are caught up. So for some people who basically have seen Dragon Ball and know all about it, you can just skip. For some people who have not, stay. So Bulma was on her summer vacation searching for the Dragon Balls. Now before this happened, Bardock still sacrificed himself against Frieza, saving Goku's life. Frieza was a tyrant of the universe, and he still destroyed planet Vegeta, destroying all the Saiyans. Goku's one of the last Saiyans remaining, a handful left, alongside Vegeta, Raditz, Nappa, and Broly. Goku would have still landed on Earth. He still would have hit his head after beating Grandpa Gohan. This would change his Saiyan nature, making him more gentle and kind-hearted. Now, sadly, Grandpa Gohan would die because Goku would transform into a Great Ape, just like the original, killing Grandpa Gohan sadly, and Goku would begin raising on his own. Now, once when Goku was around 12 years old, Bulma was on her summer vacation searching for the Dragon Balls. She meets Goku and discovers the sphere that he owns is actually the 4-star Dragon Ball. The Dragon Balls are magical witching orbs, and when you gather all 7, and you summon Shenron, a mythical magical dragon that can grant any wish you desire. Now, Goku and Bulma would still meet Master Roshi, giving them Nimbus, and as a reward for bringing the turtle back, and also giving them the 3-star Dragon Ball. Goku would have still defeated the reign of the terrible Oolong, they would have still met Yamcha Puar, and Master Roshi would have still used his Kamehameha to butt the Frying Pan Mountain. And Goku would have still defeated the Boss Rabbit Gang, and then Goku, meaning his new friend Krillin, would have became Master Roshi's student after finding Launch. And originally also found a mermaid too, but that's besides the point. Roshi would also move his house into a larger island, and they'll begin to spend the next 7 months training. Training hard, learning how to eat well, sleep well, train well, and rest well. And now, we would then have the Red Ribbon Army as they begin the search for the Dragon Balls. Now, a few months later, Goku, Krillin, and Master Roshi leave Kami House to participate in the 21st World Martial Arts Tournament, where the greatest fighters in the world participate to see who is the strongest. Now, while it takes place, Master Roshi goes under an alias called Jackie Chun, and he would win. In a very close match, but he would win the battle, and Goku would take second place. Now, the money does not matter, even though Roshi won over 100 million Zenny, or even if it's less than that. Goku would have eaten all the funds away, and Roshi didn't really win anything. Now, this is when the Red Ribbon Army saga would happen. The Red Ribbon Army is an evil army, of course, that is trying to find the Dragon Balls to become all-powerful. So, communism. Goku and the Red Ribbon Army search for the Dragon Balls, and the Red Ribbon Army obtain the 6-star and the 5-star Dragon Balls. After deleting Colonial Silver, Goku ends up in Jingle Village, and then he takes down the White Corp in Muscle Tower. Now, of course, this is when Goku would confront General Brew, and then the fight would land in Penguin Village. Ariel beats Blue by herself, Mercenary Tao kills General Blue, and then beats Goku at the base of Korn's tower, and Goku begins climbing the tower to meet the mystical cat himself, Korin. Now on top of Korn's tower, he begins his training to take the sacred water from Korn, and after 3 days, Goku finally attains the sacred water. It was actually just tap water. Goku defeats Mercenary Tao and single-handedly destroys the entire Red Ribbon Army. In Fortune Teller Baba's battle arena, Goku is reunited with his dead grandfather. Now, during the next 3 years, Goku will begin his training to run around the world, and in the Chao Village he fights Plague and Terror. Now, Goku also meets Master Chin and fights Sky Dragon in the Master of Martial Arts contest. Goku enters the Demon World the first time and fights Shula. Goku saves Ino Shikacho and meets Tien Shenhan for the first time as well. Now, of course, it has been over 3 years. Goku, now 16 years old, would then swim to Papa Island, where the 22nd World Martial Arts Tournament shall take place. Now, Krillin is killed by Tambourine as Tien Shenhan didn't win the match. Goku comes in second place. Krillin was sadly killed by Tambourine, and the Demon King Piccolo appears. Goku would actually meet Yajirobe, and after killing Tambourine, Goku crosses paths with Piccolo. Piccolo easily defeated Goku. Master Roshi and Chatsu are actually killed by King Piccolo, who he then uses the Dragon Balls to restore his youth. He would then attack the King's castle and take over Earth. And Yajirobe would save Goku's life by taking him to Korn's tower. Goku would actually drink the real sacred water, gaining a massive power buff. He would then kill King Piccolo. Now, Piccolo, before he dies, gives birth to his reincarnation, Piccolo Jr. Goku then reaches the Lookout and trains there for the next 3 years with Mr. Popo and Kami. Ah, big breath. Well, This is where we're going to stop it right here. Well, now that you're all caught up with it, now I can stop rambling on about the whole Dragon Ball saga. I know some people didn't want to hear it, but for people that haven't watched, I'm looking out for all the fans, not just a single person. Well, this is where the what if shall be taking place. When Goku originally was training Mr. Popo and Kami, he learned a lot, how to control energy and more. The main things was he went inside the room of spirit and time. When he went inside of there, he only lasted about a month, as the conditions were too harsh for Goku, and plus with the gravity, he couldn't handle it. But what if the story changes? As we know, we don't really know that much about the Room of Spirit and Time. We don't know much about the splitting in between dimensions. There could be other beings or power that Goku has no clue about. It's the unknown. Well, while Goku was in there for that 1 month, he went too deep inside the Room of Spirit and Time and got himself lost, as he didn't know where to go. Since the Room of Spirit and Time stretches almost infinitely, you will be lost forever. Goku was now trapped as he didn't know where to go. He just continues moving. Well, he would then see, as not to mention too, the gravity is also killing him as well, because it's 10 times gravity. Now, he can barely crawl, but soon as the day would pass, he would start to get more used to it. He is getting hungry, though. Luckily, he did bring some food with him in the bag that he has, so luckily, he's not going to starve to death. But while Goku would soon run out of food over the next day or two, the gravity is getting easier for him, as he can walk, but still, he's going to die. Goku would then collapse out of exhaustion, as he just can't carry on no more. Saiyans need to eat a lot of food, and he can't do it no more. As he thinks he's gonna die, maybe Popo was right, he wasn't ready for it. Goku would then go unconscious. As then, a power would then fuse with Goku. It's almost if the power of the Room of Spirit and Time mixes with Goku's power. As Goku doesn't know where it comes from, no one in this what if shall know. But we don't know. That's what makes it so special and unique, is this power comes from somebody, something, or just coincidence. Plot armor. We don't know. Goku would then awaken as he was almost passed out, but he's still beyond hungry. He will die soon. He just went unconscious initially. Goku does have a few crumbs in his bag, but it doesn't matter, as Goku then looks down at his hands, and he was confused. He then imagines something. Oh, he imagines it right now. Hot, steaming rice. Fried rice with giant dinosaur meat or giant fish over fire. He was drooling, imagining this. All the while, his hands would begin glowing a white mystical power dimensions. The entire Room of Spirit and Time would begin warping all around him. Everything turns like he just lost his balance or has vertigo. It would then immediately straighten itself out. As Goku then looks in front of himself, he sees it. He sees a massive fish cooked, ready for him. Goku has no clue what it is. Maybe he's gone crazy, but he runs right over to it and he devours this fish. As now he's full again, Goku doesn't know what he did, but then Goku would begin doing other things. As this is his realm now, he can do whatever he wants. He's almost like Steve in creative mode. Do whatever he wishes. He would then begin to imagine something else, such as a way to get back. As then immediately, Goku would then teleport right in front of the Room of Spirit and Time. He had a double look. Has he gone crazy or something? He then touches the Room of Spirit and Time. It is real. He doesn't know what's happening. And Goku, by this point, was forcefully used to the gravity a bit more, and he then realizes over the next days to weeks, as he stayed in there for about a month, that he can change this room. Maybe it's something that Popo didn't tell him about. Maybe this is even better. Now he can actually do things and actually get stronger. Well, first things first, Goku would lessen the gravity. He imagines it, and he does feel the weight being lifted off him. He did get more used to the 10 times gravity initially, but it was a lot on him initially. So now he dropped it from 10 times gravity to about 5. It's still a lot, but he begins training them. And he can also change the weather so it doesn't damage him as badly with the heat and the cold. But Goku continues training. This means that Goku will also last longer in the Room of Spirit and Time, lasting the full year. Now, we don't know the actual power scaling in terms of the multiplier for how strong Goku would get. The only way that you could maybe look at it is over the next few weeks, Goku then jumps to 10 times gravity as he got used to it, so now he's getting stronger and stronger. Well, the one way is if you see that Goku trained and basically 10 times gravity didn't really affect him no more, as when he trained on King Kai's world for those few months, Goku got around 18.8 times stronger. Well, if that was the case, Goku stays in there for a full year this time, and he's increasing the gravity too. He does 10 times gravity for a few weeks. He goes to 15, then 20, then 30. Then, he's getting stronger and stronger. Well, Goku got around 18.8 times stronger in the original when he trained for 2 to 3 months on King Kai's world. Well, if that was the case, then we would have Goku have a full year of training and he would get much more powerful. Now, you can high ball, low ball as much as you want. I'm going to say that Goku gets around 50 times stronger, which is a lot more powerful than originally, but he has a full year this time, and he's increasing the gravity even more. So Goku had a battle power of 260 times 50. His new power level is 13,000, which is ridiculous. He's already stronger than even Nappa. Not Vegeta, but Nappa. Well, when Goku steps out of the Room of Spirit and Time, Popo is completely bamboozled with how strong Goku was. And Goku would explain what he found out to Kami and Popo. Popo and Kami were shocked. They didn't think this was possible. And they asked him, can he do any of this stuff outside of this realm? Now, Goku would try, but nothing really happens. And Kami thinks, it appears that within that realm, you can. But on the outside, in this realm, which is not a part of that dimension, you cannot. That makes sense. And Kami says, well, can you maybe open up a door to that room again? He wonders because he wonders if Goku can go in and out freely if he needs to. And Goku would try. Goku would imagine going back in the Room of Spirit and Time, holding his hands out, and then his hands would then glow white. Then a rip right in the middle would then rip open a dimension, and then an open spot would then appear, and Goku can walk right through. And it does show the Room of Spirit and Time. This was incredible. Goku has the ability to do this. This is incredible. Now, this doesn't mean, though, that maybe they think, well, you got to be careful, Goku, because maybe it's tied to the room. So if you stay in there for too long and that rift closes as well in the Room of Spirit and Time, the original door, maybe that one closes too. It's a lot of they don't knows. So they wouldn't know about, could this happen? Could this happen? This is a whole new territory that Kami's not even used to. Well, Goku would still continue his training as he did stay for the full year. Now, the same events would happen to where Goku would still show up and he would still battle Piccolo Jr. He would still meet his best friends, and of course his version of Goku so much stronger. And even if this was near the end of his training, it still shows you just how strong Goku is. In reality, we're not going to really increase his power level that much because it doesn't make a lot of... He's already strong enough anyways. Having 13,000 by the time he's 19, 20 years old is ridiculous. Now, we are going to have Goku show up, meet his friends. The same events would happen with Goku meeting up with his allies, and they were all happy to see him. Now, Goku, just like the original story, he still met Chi-Chi, so that goes the exact same. And now with Goku then fighting Piccolo Jr., he blisters through him with zero issue. Even if Goku dropped his guard, and he was badly wounded hitting his arm, Goku still had more than enough strength to defeat him. Even half his strength would be 6,000-7,000. So he would knock him out easily, but sparing his life because he knows that if Piccolo dies, then Kami dies as well. Now, Goku would then enjoy the next 5 years of peace. Goku can now access these dimensions whenever he wishes. As Goku, again, he would continue exploring this power. Where else could he go? Could he just go to the Room of Spirit and Time? Could he go somewhere else? Now, Goku did open up a portal through a dimension. And this dimension was a bit hot, a little red, and a bit gloomy and deathly. It was the Demon Realm. Goku actually remembers being in here before, but man, this is cool. But now Goku's not going to dive too far into the Demon Realm, as Chi-Chi would not like that. She even tells Goku, even though you can make these weird portals and go somewhere, I don't want you doing it. And of course, Goku would just sneak off. Since the Room of Spirit in Time works differently, Goku can train for, even if it's for an hour, and 1 hour counts as 15 days. If he trains for an hour, he can train for 15 days in the Room of Spirit in Time, and he's fine. So Goku would probably do that during the years, so he does keep his training up. So Goku does not get any weaker, but he does actually get a little bit stronger. Now this also means that Piccolo Jr. would also be more powerful as well, because again, he does have more motivation because of how strong Goku is. Now Goku will still take Gohan to go see his friends, Bulma, Krillin, Master Roshi, and the others. Now Raditz would still arrive like the original, and he would then fight Goku. Now Goku would still lose his tail initially against Kami because Goku still turned into a Great Ape, and Kami had to restore the moon, so it would make sense that his tail would be removed. It doesn't make any sense for him to keep it. Well, Raditz would be furious with Goku and explain to him why has he not take over the planet. Of course, Goku's not going to take over the planet. This is his home. Raditz is not like that. But now when Raditz does try to basically take Gohan after he hit Krillin, Goku would stop him with a single punch to his chest, knocking him back into the water. Raditz would then get up, absolutely shocked with Goku, as this is just how? He's flabbergasted. Raditz would then tap his scouter as Goku would begin to power up. As Goku's power level rises, 5,000, 6,000, 8,000, 12,000, 13,000, 14,000. And then the scouter stopped. And then Raditz was just blown away, and Vegeta and Nappa were hearing this. Now, Frieza did not hear about the Dragon Balls initially, so there's no reason for him to head towards Namek just yet. Now, we would then have Raditz be absolutely dominated by Goku. No chance. Raditz is terrified. He can't beat Goku. He has a power of 1,200. How can he beat that? Goku's over 10 times stronger than he is. Now, Goku, again, he would not give any chances with Raditz, but he will give Raditz a chance to get out of here. And Raditz doesn't have a choice. Raditz would then flee back to Vegeta and Nappa. Now, Raditz thinks that he can sweet talk Vegeta and Nappa because of the fact of how strong he said that they were. One downside, though, is when he does meet up with Vegeta and Nappa and he does throw his chance, Vegeta says, if that scouter is true, then I need to go see that Saiyan myself. And one other thing. Remember what I promised you if you came back empty-handed? He would then kill Raditz, as it would make no sense for Vegeta not to stay true to his character. Raditz thought that Vegeta forgot about what he said, and Raditz had a legitimate reason for why he couldn't do it. But Vegeta doesn't care. He would still kill Raditz just because he can, because he's Vegeta. He's a stubborn asshole. He'll do whatever he wants. Now, Nappa doesn't really believe it, as it is a little bit of worry if that is true in his own head, but he tells Vegeta there is no way that a low-class Saiyan on Earth has a power level of 14,000. That makes no sense. Vegeta's like, I do agree, but maybe we'll just go check it out anyway. You have any details on Earth, Nappa? And Nappa would then look and say, yes, sir, I do. Prince Vegeta here, Earth is very rich in resources. It's a very beautiful planet. And it has tons of materials. Vegeta says, well, it is very far from Frieza's territory, but it'll serve well for Frieza. Maybe he'll throw us a bone and we can get out of here. And he says, fine by me. So they would begin heading their way. Now, Raditz would have still warned Goku and the others about the impending doom of the two Saiyans arriving in about a year's time, like he did in the original. If that is the case, Piccolo would then arrive and talk to Goku about how they need to get stronger. And Goku knows one way to get stronger, he can make a Room of Spirit in Time. Now, reminder, he doesn't know that he can stay in there longer than 2 years. He also doesn't know some of the rules because, again, Kami warned Goku about it. Now, Goku's not one to listen, but he'll listen to the basics of it initially. So, he has an idea. Well, they'll just go to the Room of Spirit in Time, and they'll just start their training. As remember, when Goku goes in there, he can just summon whenever he wishes, food or more. So, he would then also offer his friends to come inside as well. Now, Popo does not like this, but Goku says, no, it's fine. I can just make resources. And I can make more beds for everybody. Goku can actually make the room even bigger if he wishes to. He can actually make the building even larger to hold more beds. So they would all agree. So it would be Goku, Piccolo, Gohan, Krillin, Tien, Yamcha, Chaozu. They would all jump into the Room of Spirit in Time, and with Goku using his powers, they can stay in there for 2 years, which equals to 2 days. This makes them beyond prepared. Now, how strong would they all be? Well, we're going to jump down some of this. Now, originally when I said that Goku got around 50 times stronger, if this is the case, if Goku got 50 times stronger, long story short, this means that Goku get 100 times stronger. It also makes sense because he can increase the gravity, and he also has 5 to 6 more training partners he could fight with. So this means that he has way more potential to become stronger. No, he does not have Super Saiyan, just getting that one out of the way. So if that is the case, if he has a power level of 14,000 times 100 equals to 1.4 million, which is not crazy far off if you think about it, because, again, within the next year and a couple of weeks, he went from having a power level of 8,000 to 3 million, and then 150 million because Super Saiyan, so it's not crazy far off. Now, what about the other Z Fighters? If those Z Fighters got 100 times stronger, well, we know that Krillin was stronger than Roshi. Roshi was around 139. Krillin was around 200. I believe it was around 206. And if that was the case, if he was around 206, that would mean that even Krillin had a power level of 20,600. Yamcha's in the similar realm. He's probably around 140, 150. And if that was the case, then his power level would be 15,000. People like Tien is stronger, so I would easily put Tien easily in the high 200s, in my opinion, probably even the 300s if you want to be nice. So even if he had a power level of around 300, that would put his power level at around 30,000. Now Gohan had a very small power level, but within that 1 year, he was able to go from basically power level of 2 to a power level of 1,300 to 1,500, not minusing out when he gets angry. And if that is the case, then Gohan, because Gohan's potential is insane, with gravity training, I'm going to put Gohan's power level at around 12,000. So he's still a bit weaker than the other guys, such as Yamcha and the others, but again, he's still a child, so he's still growing into his potential. And they also had to spend that 1 year really training Gohan to become a warrior. The second year was really him cementing himself as a warrior. Now, whoa. What about Piccolo? Well, Piccolo has a power level of around 406, so his power level would be 10,000 higher than Tien. He would basically have a power level of around 40,000. Now that we're all sworn and done with that, they are hyper prepared for the Saiyans, and they only train for 2 days on the outside. They still have a little bit less of a year to continue their training. Now, Goku would then spend the next few weeks relaxing with Gohan, as he doesn't want to overtrain. Now, he would then spar with Gohan so they don't get rusty and, of course, do their thing. While Gohan still does his studies, Goku and Piccolo would also work together in helping Gohan learn how to survive, and Gohan would even be better at surviving than before. Also, Gohan is a bit more of a warrior here because he has his father around and Piccolo, so Chi-Chi's influence is not as high on Gohan as it originally was. And if that is the case, then Gohan is a menace. Well, even if everybody's power level was the same, which definitely it would not, it doesn't matter anyway, they're all ridiculous. But we're just going to say that they train for the next year. Piccolo goes from 40,000 to 50,000. Goku practically stays the same. He goes from 1.4 to, let's just say, 1.5. He gets 100k more because he's more or less training Gohan and helping Piccolo get stronger. Now, as for the Earthlings, Yamcha was roughly at around 15,000. Let's just say he bumps from 15k to around 17,000. Tien will bump up around 30,000 to around 33 to 34,000, and Krillin will bump up around 20,000 and 600 to, I would say, around 22 to 23,000. So they did get a little bit stronger as well. And some people ask, wouldn't Goku just go back in the Room of Spirit and Time multiple times throughout the year, since he could? I don't think so. And the reason why is because they spent 2 years training, and that does take a lot of your mental fortitude. Goku would explain to the others that now we are more prepared than ever. So that's the reason why Goku doesn't want to overuse it, because mentally they'll just overtrain themselves. They've reached their limit for the time being, but they'll break it sooner or later. They're more than prepared to fight the Saiyans. Well, and as for Gohan, his power level was roughly around 12,000 or so, 14,000. We're going to buff him up because he's been training more for over a year. Gohan's potential is insane. He'll basically be around 14 to 15,000, so he's 1,000 weaker than Yamcha. Now then, carrying on, Once when the Saiyans do arrive, Goku was there, they would then quickly realize that they are in some deep trouble. Even Yamcha can put up a pretty decent battle against Vegeta, for goodness sake. Krillin can kill Vegeta if he wants to. Well, Nappa would still basically plant a lot of Cybermen, and the battles would go a bit differently. The Z Fighters, aka Krillin, Tien, Yamcha, Chaozu, and oh, by the way, for Chaozu as well, Chaozu, we don't know how strong he is. He's roughly on 100 something. He is weaker than Roshi, but if that was even the case, his power level would be over 8,000. If you want to put his power level at around 80, it'll be over 8,000. Even 50 if you want to lowball it. That is insane. He'll be over 5,000 and have another year to train, so he's probably around 6,000. So he can literally fight and kill Nappa with a Dodon Ray spam like Sparking Zero if you want to. Well, Nappa's in for a rough time, as Yamcha says, we'll handle the Cybermen, guys, and yes, the Cybermen will still jump on him and do the self-explosion. But this time around, Yamcha doesn't die. Nappa was shocked to see that Yamcha was practically fine. True, his outfit was a bit damaged, his top G was destroyed, but Yamcha was fine. He didn't really have any battle damage on him, just some marks. And Yamcha was relieved and glad all that training paid off. And Krillin with a simple blast would just destroy all the Cybermen, and Nappa would get furious and he would try fighting Tien. But before Tien could even do anything, Piccolo would have appeared out of nowhere and punched a hole right through Nappa's chest, killing him in one shot, which is ridiculous. And Nappa would then roll over and die. Vegeta was shocked as then Piccolo would then begin charging up his power, and it would then explode. But I think what we would see here is Goku and them, they all had their fun. Goku wants to fight Vegeta, and Piccolo would respect Goku and let him do his thing. So him and Vegeta would then fly away to a rocky wasteland, away from all animal and life. When they do begin their matchup, we would then see one of the most humiliating battles for Vegeta. The fact is that Goku is so powerful that it's literally ridiculous. Goku's power level is over 1.5 million. Vegeta's only 18,000. Even if he turns into a great ape, Goku is over 10 times stronger than that, which is ridiculous. So Goku would literally slap around Vegeta like he's a toy, not even a big deal. Vegeta has no chance of beating him. Now, Vegeta, out of his own fury, he would then turn into a great ape, as Goku does not have a tail. Now, Gohan did have his tail, but he would look away, as of course they don't want a great ape attacking. That already did happen, by the way. But remember, they just said for Gohan just to look away. Gohan doesn't really know why, since they don't know, because remember the fake moon, Vegeta and great ape, they don't want Gohan to do the same thing, since Gohan's actually pretty strong. Gohan, power level around 15,000. Yeah, in terms of a great ape, he's powerful. Well, Vegeta as a great ape would try hitting Goku, but Goku just dodges every attack. A great ape is very lumbering. And then we would have another problem, though. Gohan would just glance at it, just for a split second, as he didn't know what they meant by not looking at it, while they were all looking at it as well. He's a kid. I mean, come on, he's like 6, 7 years old. Gohan would then begin to transform. As the Z Fighters all jump back and out of the way, Gohan begins to change. Vegeta was shocked to see this, as Gohan would immediately go after Vegeta, as he's the biggest target. Gohan's power level was around 15,000. He would actually be able to kind of hit Vegeta pretty well and keep up with him, but Vegeta is more superior. He's faster, he's stronger, and he knows how to control the Great Ape state. So he does beat the heck out of Gohan pretty badly. Now, Goku doesn't want to hurt his son, so what Goku would do is he would then cut off both Vegeta and Gohan's tails. He would then form his own Ki Enzyme attack. Well, I know we saw Krillin fire it, but come on now, Goku just fire his own Ki Ball attack. Or you can even have Goku tell Krillin to cut off Gohan's tail and he'll hand it Vegeta's. So Goku would then cut off Vegeta's tail, and speed Vegeta's not ready for. Gohan's tail was cut off, they both revert back, and Vegeta was too badly wounded to do anything. Now, also, another thing I want to point out is Kami would have never promoted King Kai, because he does know about him and he could take Goku there. But it wouldn't make a lot of sense, because Kami knows that Goku can just train them in spirit in time for 2 years. And he sensed how strong they were when they step out, that they're more than powerful enough to defeat these Saiyans. It has to be. But either way, though, Goku would then continue on his way, and Vegeta was defeated. Now, the Earthlings were down to kill Vegeta, but Goku would spare it and says, no, let him go. We're going to show him what mercy means. And he didn't technically kill anybody on Earth. Technically. Nappa did, though, but not Vegeta. Vegeta would then tell him that you are fools to spare me. And he would then fly off. Now, Vegeta would head to Planet Frieza 79, where he would recover. Now, Frieza never headed to Planet Namek. The reason why is because they never mentioned up the Dragon Ball, so why would he want to go there? So Frieza has no interest. Now, he does find out, though, that Vegeta did lose, and Vegeta kind of keeps quiet. Even in his Great Ape state? That's quite interesting. A Great Ape is tenfold of their power. Vegeta's battle power I last checked was 18,000. If that's the case, 180,000 battle power. Even stronger than even Captain Ginyu himself. And somebody beat him with a swift strike? Now, Frieza's not a fool. He could just go to Earth and see what's going on, but he's not really going to. He's just fun interest. He does want to hear what happened, though, from Vegeta, why he failed him, though. So Vegeta explains what happened. He explains that there's a Saiyan there by the name of Kakarot, and he's a Super Saiyan. As remember, Vegeta thought Goku was a Super Saiyan with a battle power of 90,000, and he was kind of trolling Jason Burr with one-shot Raccoon. Goku is way more powerful than that, so Vegeta has a good assumption to say that why he's a Super Saiyan. Frieza does find this interesting, and he is fearful of the Super Saiyan, but maybe he'll head to Earth just to take care of it himself. Earth does seem like a good planet for resources, so his ship would begin heading there. Now, Vegeta would take the space pod, which is faster, and he would arrive on Earth within the next week. Now, Frieza's ship is fast as well, so it will catch up. Frieza's making a stop, though, so they have about another week before anything happens. Vegeta would then ask Kakarot for help, as Frieza is coming here within a week, and he's going to kill us all. And he's going to ask him, how did you become a Super Saiyan? Goku doesn't even know what the heck that even is. And so they have a week. Well, if that's the case, then Goku and Vegeta would then go into his own room of spirit and time between dimensions. Vegeta was shocked that a Super Saiyan could do this. Remember, he doesn't know Goku has Super Saiyan. And how this was possible, they would begin their training. Goku would increase the gravity with Vegeta, and him and Vegeta would begin their training. And with the two of them in there pushing each other as hard as they did, Goku would definitely unlock Super Saiyan for sure. As he's 2 years older, his SL count is ridiculously high. Vegeta not quite yet, as he still needs to get stronger. And it's harder for him to turn Super Saiyan because he's not pure of heart, which is easier for SLs to manifest. As for Goku, he had more because of his pure nature. So inside the Room of Spirit and Time, Vegeta again would start to catch up to Goku, since Vegeta is a natural prodigy and Goku knows how to train. Vegeta was able to catch up to Goku within a few months, and he was a Super Saiyan God level, and Vegeta was not, which is ridiculous. So this goes to show you that Vegeta would be able to catch up to Goku, and I think he's still a little bit weaker. Goku, by this point, if they did train the Spirit in Time for another year or two, for about another 2 days, Goku doesn't want to stay in there for too long because it's too much strain on one's body. When him and Vegeta do step out, Goku's noticeably stronger. Now, I know the power levels past this point are redundant, but we're not done with the Frieza saga yet. Goku's power level would, at bare minimum, be roughly around 50 million. Since he's around 1.4, Goku can get around 50 times stronger. He's training with Vegeta. As for Vegeta, Vegeta's power level is, I would honestly say, around 10 to 12 million. He did get way stronger, but Goku's still way further ahead than he was, so Vegeta had more time to kind of catch up. And they also don't really have Sensu Beans. Or do they? Goku could always just imagine Sensu Beans if he wanted, and Sensu Beans do appear since it is his own dimension. So he can do that if he wants to. He's kind of in creative mode. Well, when that was the case, though, Goku did unlock Super Saiyan, and he did just get the grasp of learning how to turn in and out of Super Saiyan on his own. But it's still very difficult. Now, Vegeta really wants to unlock Super Saiyan, but no matter how much they tried, he just couldn't do it, though. Kakarot was able to do it because of his angry and calm nature, as he was awakened, but Vegeta just can't. He's just all grumpiness. But Vegeta will demand Kakarot to teach him how to do it once when Frieza shows up. So they would then spend the next few days. Vegeta would also get to know Bulma since he has nowhere else to go, so him and Bulma would start getting together. Frieza would then show up like the original, but this timeline he's on Earth. And he's not looking for any Dragon Balls since he doesn't know they exist. He wants to meet this quote-unquote Super Saiyan himself. He would then see Vegeta there, and the Ginyu Force would be there as well. Now, again, the Z fighters, such as Piccolo and, of course, Tien, they're a lot more powerful as well. And now, mind you, Goku can just open up a portal and let them go in the Room of Spirit and Time if he wants to, and just open it back up. They have gotten pretty decently strong. Now, I don't think that Vegeta would waste any time. I think that Piccolo and Tien would team up fighting Jason Birder, as Krillin and Yamcha would easily defeat Gulda with ease. And Raccoon, as Piccolo would probably fight Jace, and Tien would probably fight Herder. They would then do their thing. Captain Ginyu was the biggest threat. Vegeta would fight him, and he would try to use the change now technique, but Vegeta's too fast. He would have dodged it and did a big bang attack, completely obliterated Ginyu. Now Frieza does not like that, so Frieza would then challenge Goku outright. Frieza knows that even in his base form, aka his first form, power level 500,000 or 30,000 is not enough. So Frieza would cut right to his final form, going to his final form. Now in his final form, and I've said that 3 times, he is now much more powerful. And Vegeta wants to fight him first, and Vegeta actually handles very well. But Frieza's holding back, only using 1% of his power. Using 50%, he outclasses Vegeta easily. Now this is when Goku would then step in, having a battle power of over 50 million. He has now been much more powerful. He would then continue battling Frieza, and Frieza again would then use 80% of his power, overpowering Goku initially. Now when Frieza does fire a final attack, Goku would then stop it barely enough, as it made a big explosion. Now his top G was then torn off for plot reasons, and he would then smirk as he would then begin to power up, as he feels the rage bubbling within him. That's what he needs. He needs to kind of get battle hardened, aka get some battle damage in him so he can go Super Saiyan, because the pain and rage makes it easier to transform than just being calm and normal. Well, Goku would then transform as Vegeta would then smirk, laughing at Frieza, telling him that you're dead now. Kakarot's a Super Saiyan and you can see it now. You're dead. Vegeta's already fought the Super Saiyan before. Goku's unbeatable in this state. There's nothing that can stop him. So, if that is the case, though, Goku has a battle power of around 50 million. If he times that by 50, that'll be 2.5 billion. Meaning that Frieza's dead. So when Frieza does try to fire death beams, doesn't even affect Goku. Frieza would try to blow up planet Earth by firing basically his death ball, but Goku would block the attack. He would still want Frieza to go to 100% out of respect. Frieza would do so, and Goku was not impressed. He thought Frieza was going to be stronger than that. Well, Frieza would try fighting Goku. Goku would drag on the fight a pretty decent amount, as he just wants to see all that Frieza can do. He wants to see Frieza's pride broken because of all the damage that Frieza's done. And also Frieza's men has been killed as well, so it's just Frieza. And Goku would give Frieza one chance to get out of here, as Frieza lost stamina and now he's back in his final form. But before he could do anything, Vegeta would then have charged up a big bang attack, killing Frieza right then and there, as Frieza had no energy left. Goku was mad at Vegeta for why he did that, and Vegeta explains, Kakarot, you're a fool. Your soft heart will get people killed. You know that Frieza put his hands on the ground, right? He was about to blow up the planet, as he was going to trick you. As he will blather blow up the whole planet to win, as Frieza doesn't care. Well, now that all that was then situated, peace was finally restored to the universe. And so Goku and Vegeta would still continue their training together, as Vegeta wants to unlock Super Saiyan. And that room of spirit and time can help. Well, in the far off distance, about a year later, a young man in a blue jacket, Capsule Corp jacket with purple hair, would then arrive from a future timeline, confused as he doesn't see Goku here. And that is it for this one, if you guys. Thank y'all for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you guys think down below about Goku opening up his own realms and universes, as I know it's pretty busted. But trust me, he will really start to expand his power as time goes on, and you'll see why. But anyway, thank you all so much for the support. I really do appreciate it. Let's get to 50,000 subscribers, and I'll talk to you all later. Peace.